In today's rebuild, we are heading to the city of Wolfsburg, the home of VfL Wolfsburg. Founded in 1945 as a club for Volkswagen workers, Wolfsburg adopted the city colours of green and white. In 1997, Wolfsburg were promoted to the Bundesliga after a narrow win against Mainz on the last day of the season. Moving into 2002, and the Volkswagen Arena was born. Then in 2009, with the record-setting goals from Edin Dzeko and Graffiti, Wolfsburg won the Bundesliga title for the very first time. Wolfsburg went on to win the DFB Pokal Cup in 2015, beating Dortmund 3-1 with the help from a young Kevin De Bruyne. Fast forward to 2025 and Wolfsburg sit 12th in the Bundesliga. We have been approached by the Wolfsburg board to come and take over, but there are two key objectives. You must win the Bundesliga and the DFB Pokal within 5 seasons or else you'll be fired. So we have signed the contract and ready to take on this promising challenge at Wolfsburg. It's time to meet the squad, do some scouting and dive in to season 1. We're kicking things off with the possession tactical preset for this Wolfsburg team. We're going to be going with a 4-2-3-1 formation, and also with this Wolfsburg rebuild I have tweaked the 4-2-3-1 formation. Short passing, I've got 2 wingers, 2 fullbacks, ball playing centre backs, then I want to have a classic 10 and then an advanced forward as the striker. When looking at the lineup for Wolfsburg, I don't really want to make too many changes this season. However, I have listed a few players up for sale and a couple of players to go out on loan. And after looking at the squad, there's a couple of positions that I really want to improve for the first season. But before we go out and get our new signings, guys, we have to sell and loan out a couple of players. Müller was one of the goalkeepers that I wasn't interested in. We sold him to Celta Vigo for £2.8 million. Dardai, the young Hungarian cam, has gone out on loan to Leipzig for the season because he wasn't really going to get game time this season for me. However, he's going on loan in the same league and hopefully he can develop to come back and play for us next season. Hedžinović has gone out on loan to Whitecaps. Again, a player that I wasn't really too keen on or was probably going to use this season. And this one was kind of upsetting. Gerhardt has been at the club since 2016, but I wasn't too keen on him. And we had better options in the central midfield role. So we sold him for £4.6 million. Zielinski was the last player that I wanted to loan out. He's a goalkeeper, a very young one that also hasn't really developed much and is still very young. So he needs game time. He wasn't going to get that for us this season. So I've decided to loan him out for the season. We have gone out and got ourselves our first signing of this Wolfsburg rebuild. Verbruggen is going to be our new goalkeeper. He is joining from Brighton for a total of £22 million. He's 22 years of age, 79 overall. He's the same rating as Gabara, who is already 26, so Verbruggen has a lot of time to develop. We now have our new left back arriving at Wolfsburg. We have signed Barco from Strasbourg for around £12 million. He joins to be our new left back. Barco joins for 13, not £12 million, as he comes from Strasbourg, 21 years of age, 76 overall. He can play in a lot of positions, which I really like the versatility for Barco, but he is mainly going to be playing as our new left back. Verbruggen and Barco are going to be the only 2 signings we make in season 1. We have now got the base of our team for Wolfsburg in season 1. I really do like the look of this team. I think it's going to be a really interesting rebuild. There's not really many expectations for season 1. To be honest, I really would just like a mid-table finish. So we're going to go into season 1 with this team and see how we get on in the first season. We are at the halfway stage of season 1 with Wolfsburg, and unfortunately, Wind has asked to leave, £19.7 million. He was our backup striker, so I actually am going to have to go out and get ourselves a new backup striker, which I will be doing in a second. So then, guys, I have gone out and got ourselves our new backup striker with the long-term goal of him being our number 9 in the years to come. We have signed Mark Guiu from Chelsea, and we brought him in for £6.5 million. So as you can see, Mark Guiu comes into the Wolfsburg squad. He is going on the bench, 73 overall, age 20. So that's a little squad update halfway through season 1, and let's dive into the second half of the season and to see where Wolfsburg finish. We're at the end of season 1, guys, and as you can see, we have finished 5th in the Bundesliga, 64 points. We are just short by 1 goal difference for a Champions League spot, but nevertheless, we have Europa League football with Wolfsburg next season. Like I said, I was expecting like a mid-table finish, but to be honest, the players have really developed this season, and you can see 20 wins, 4 draws and 10 losses. A really solid season for Wolfsburg. Wolfsburg. Unfortunately, we were knocked out of the DFB Pokal, Dortmund beating us 3-2 at home. Obviously, this is one of the trophies we do need to win to complete this rebuild, so hopefully over the next couple of seasons we can try and get ourselves further into the tournament and then eventually winning it in the final. So now we go over a couple of the key players for this first season. Amora, our striker, is now up to an 82. He scored 22 league goals and got 7 assists for us. A very, very key player in this season. Arnold, the 31-year-old, the captain, 12 goals, 6 assists from central midfield. He's played probably the most games out of everyone with 39. Olsen on the right-hand side, 12 goals for him. No upgrades on the rating, which is a bit disappointing, but obviously this is only the first season, so I'm not too concerned just yet. So that concludes the first season with Wolfsburg. A really, really strong start to this rebuild, and I'm very, very excited for the next couple of seasons. 5th place in the Bundesliga, a Europa League spot as well. Only the 3rd round in the Pokal, which is a bit frustrating, but again, something to improve on throughout the seasons because that is one trophy we do need to win. But a great start. Let's get into the summer window and see who we can pick up, what the transfer budget is, and let's roll in to season 2. So for the start of season 2, as you can see, we have £87 million to spend. Our transfer budget was around 69 million, and then we also got around 20 odd million for the Wimmer sale. We've got a lot of money, and I think we do need to get in a couple of players. Before we do get into any signings, we have gone out and sold a few players and loaned out a couple of youngsters to get them game time. So if we now look at our transfer budget, we've got a whopping £112 million to spend, and I've got a couple of players lined up that we are going to go out and buy now. So we have made our first signing in season 2, guys. It is a new central attack midfielder. Obviously with Wimmer leaving, we needed a new cam, and we brought in Fabio Carvalho for £12 million from Brentford. When I was scouting for a new cam, I saw Carvalho and I thought his price was quite cheap for the potential he does have. He's still only 23 and a 76 overall, so I'm going to whack him in a development plan and fingers crossed he can develop into a great cam. Here comes our second signing of season 2. It is our new right midfielder. Buonanotte has come in from Brighton for only £12.5 million. I think it's a really good deal once again. Buonanotte is 77 overall. He's 21 years of age and he's going to be coming in to be playing at the right midfield slot. We've now made our 3rd signing of the summer window, and we have got ourselves a new left centre-back. Again, it's mainly for cover for this season, and then hopefully we can develop him into a starter in the seasons to come. Melissa has joined from Monaco for £20 million. Decore is the next signing for Wolfsburg, £30 million from Strasbourg. We have made our last signing of season 2. Varela has come from Porto for £32 million. He is going to be our new holding midfielder. With Arnold getting old now, as you can see, 32 years of age, he's probably only got a season left in him, so he's going to drop to the bench, and Varela has come in to replace him. So that now wraps up the transfer window for season 2, and we have been very, very busy. Obviously, a lot of these players you have already seen us purchase and also sell on, but I do just want to quickly go through the rest of the ones that we didn't see. We brought in Malacia and Lima as backup left and right backs, and this is how we're going to look for season 2. I am really, really excited for this season. Not only are we chasing that Bundesliga, the Pokal Cup, and now also the Europa League. I am liking the player progression so far on this squad. So without further ado, we're going to dive into season 2 and see how we get on. So we're now at the end of season 2, guys, and as you can see, Wolfsburg have finished 5th once again in the Bundesliga. It's pretty much the same points total as last season, just shy of the Champions League spots as well. And I'm quite content with that, as we do have quite a young squad, so over the seasons we're going to be looking to grow them and push up that league table. In the second round of the DFB Pokal, we did beat Union Berlin 3-1. We then won 3-1 again against Bochum to reach the quarterfinals for the first time in this rebuild. And then a small defeat to Dortmund in a 1-0 win for Dortmund, which means we crash out of the quarterfinals. A very respectable 9th place finish in the league phase of the Europa League, which means we will be going into the playoff rounds. To try and get into the knockout stages. And unfortunately, Copenhagen did knock us out on aggregate 3-2 after our 2-1 win in the second leg just wasn't enough to reach the knockout stages. Amora had an absolutely insane season for us. He scored 35 goals and got 8 assists. He's now up to an 83 overall. Buonanotte, one of the new signings, now up to a 79. He's gone up 2 ratings, 14 goals and 9 assists on his debut season with us. Varela also impressive this season, 10 goals, 5 assists from central midfield in his debut season. Carvalho also impressing, up to a 78 already, 9 goals for him in his first season. So that concludes season 2 with Wolfsburg. 5th place finish once again in the Bundesliga, a quarter-final place in the Pokal, and we also reached the playoff stages in the Europa League. And I think this squad is really progressing well, but it's clear that we do need a lot of improvement to try and catch up to teams like Dortmund and obviously Bayern Munich. So we're going to go into the season 3 window, try and sign some new players, and hopefully we can go into season 3 with a stronger side to climb Bundesliga table. We kick off season 3 selling our backup goalkeeper. Grabara has gone to Newcastle for £30 million. He was the backup keeper because Verbruggen has come in and really played well, and I thought £30 million for a backup keeper was too good of an offer to reject. With that £30 million on top of our £80 million budget, we now have £107 million in the transfer budget to use in season 3. Now there are a couple of areas which I want to improve on, so I'm going to do some scouting, see what players we can find, and try and improve this squad, try and reach our goals in season 3. Before we do get into the incomings for season 3, decided to sell on a couple of players which I just didn't think were good enough or hadn't really improved as much in the first 2 seasons. Olsen has gone to Napoli for 15.2 million. Jens has gone to Juventus for 15 million. And Majer has gone to Tottenham for 14.5. We've also loaned out a couple of players that I don't think are going to play for us, especially the youth player. So that now leaves us with 150 million. I've got players on my shortlist who I want to go out and buy, and I really do think these players will help improve our squad if we want to have a better finish in the Bundesliga this season. Our first signing of the new season is going to be a new holding midfielder. He is joining from Manchester City. It is Nico Gonzalez for £35 million. Now with Arnold in his last year of his contract and 33 years of age, I thought it was time to improve and replace him. He will be in the squad for the season, but Nico Gonzalez comes in to play alongside Varela. Sousa will drop to the bench. With Olsen leaving this window, we only were left with Buonanotte on the right hand side of midfield, and I thought it would be best to go out and get ourselves a new right midfielder, and he has the potential to become one of the best players in this squad. Minter has joined from Brighton for £33.5 million. He will be coming into the starting 11 with Buonanotte dropping to the bench and being a rotational option. I really like the look of him. 94 pace has really caught my eye. 81 overall, 23 years of age. I think it's a really good value for money signing. The transfer window has now shut, guys, and we were busy once again in season 3. Like I did show you, we did sign Gonzalez and Minter. We also signed Jonas Urbig from Bayern Munich as the backup goalkeeper for £18 million. With the departure of Jens at right centre back, I needed to go out and get ourselves a new right centre back, and Matt Zimmer was the player that we did sign from Augsburg for £28 million. I have loaned out a couple of players as well that aren't really going to feature. A lot of them are youth players from the youth academy that we have promoted, so hopefully they can go out and get some game time and come back to us ready to go. So going into season 3, this is the lineup we are going to be starting with for most games. I think it's a really nice team. A lot of players are coming together quite nicely. Verbruggen's now an 83, Barco's 79. With the addition of Gonzalez in midfield with Varela, that is a really solid pair in the midfield. Amora up to 84. He has absolutely smashed it for us so far. And we brought in Lima as the starting right back for the season. I think he's developed a bit in the first season, up to a 73, and I think he deserves his chance in the starting 11. We also have Dardai coming back from his loan spell, 21 years of age, already up to a 76, so I think he deserves his chance being in and around the squad and getting a lot more game time with us. So I'm happy with the squad. Let's roll into season 3, and hopefully we can try and climb the table and get a better place finish than 5th. I also want to try and get our hands on the DFB Pokal Cup, and with the new additions to the squad, I think we have a great chance of doing that. So let's get into season 3 and see how Wolfsburg get on. The summit of the Bundesliga looks a lot different this season because Wolfsburg are your new Bundesliga champions. We have absolutely smashed it this season with 24 wins, 8 draws and only 2 losses throughout the whole season. 80 points in total, ahead of Dortmund and Bayern Munich for the first time in this rebuild. I'm absolutely buzzing. The new signings clearly did pay off this season because what a jump up into first position. And with that, that is the first objective ticked off in this rebuild to win the Bundesliga title. We started our Pokal journey against Hoffenheim with a 3-1 victory. We then beat Werder Bremen 2-0 in the third round, just getting past Frankfurt 1-0 in the quarterfinals. And with a win in the semi-finals, that puts us in the final against Leipzig. And unfortunately, we were just short of a cup double and the Pokal Cup. Leipzig did end up beating us 2-0, which means we are still chasing our second objective of this rebuild, and it is to win the Pokal Cup. Looking over the stats for the season, Amora once again smashing it with 24 goals. Minter's first season with us, 16 goals and 7 assists. I'm absolutely buzzing with this signing. He is looking fabulous for us this season. Gonzalez from central midfield, 10 goals, 11 assists. What a season he's had for his debut season. Varela, once again, both centre mids are now 85 overall, 7 goals and 11 assists for him. Carvalho still improving every season, only got 7 goals and 3 assists, so potentially somewhere that we could look to improve next season. We've managed to win the Bundesliga in the third season. I'm absolutely buzzing with that. Unfortunately, we were the runner-up in the Pokal Cup, which means we go into season 4 chasing that trophy to complete this rebuild. We did also manage to get to the quarterfinals of the Europa League, which I forgot to show you. We actually got knocked out by Chelsea in the quarterfinals. So we have to go into season 4 and plan ahead. Obviously, with the Bundesliga, the harder objective complete, I think it's going to be a lot easier to try and focus on the Pokal Cup. So I'm going to make a couple of signings for season 4 and put our focus into the Pokal Cup. Anyway, let's get into season 4 now with the aim to win the Pokal Cup. So we're into season 4 now, and as you can see, we've got a £94 million transfer budget, which is an absolutely insane amount. We haven't actually sold anyone, and I don't really think I'm going to sell any players this season just because the team morale is very high. So I'm going to go do some scouting, and I think there's a couple of areas like a left mid I kind of want to add a new quality first team midfielder, and then potentially we might go and get ourselves a new number 10 as well. We have our new left midfielder. We were on the search for a new left-hand sided player, and we have gone out into the French league to sign Diego Moreira from Stade Rennais for £37.5 million. 82 overall, 23 years of age. I really do like him. 91 pace, 83 dribbling. Really like the look of him. We have signed a very talented German central attacking midfielder. I do feel like Fabio Carvalho, even though he is progressing each season, he's just not really hitting the standards. In terms of his stats, he's not really impressing me, and we've decided to bring in Paul Wanner. He comes in from PSV for a whopping £42 million. So this is how we're going to line up in season 4. I'm really excited for this season. We've just won the Bundesliga. Wanner comes in, Moreira comes in, and this squad looks really good. We do have one more goal and objective to complete this rebuild, and it is win the DFB Pokal. So we're going to go into season 4 now with the one aim of winning the Pokal. And I really do think this squad has got what it takes to do that. We were not able to retain our Bundesliga title as Dortmund were champions this season. We finished in a respectable third place, just 2 points behind Bayern Munich in second. We did manage to win the Super Cup against Leipzig 2-0. That is the second trophy of this Wolfsburg rebuild. We just about went through in round 2 of the Pokal Cup, winning 4-3 on penalties. We then had a comfortable 3-0 away victory against Hansa Rostock. In the quarterfinals, we faced Dortmund and we just about beat them 1-0 away from home. And in the semi-finals, we beat Leverkusen 7-6 on penalties after a 0-0 draw, and we will face Bayern Munich in the final. So here we are, the Pokal Cup final against Bayern Munich. We need to win this to complete our rebuild, and we're going to be playing this game against Bayern Munich to see if Wolfsburg can win the Pokal Cup in season 4. Before we do get into that game, I want to show you the stats for the season. Amora up to an 86, he scored 29 goals this season. Moreira up to an 84, 19 goals and 7 assists. Minter 85 overall now, 12 goals for him. Gonzalez up to an 87 now, 10 goals, 9 assists. And then a lot of other players like Paul Wanner, the new signing, 9 goals and 14 assists. So then guys, we are here on match day against Bayern Munich. And this is going to be your starting lineup, a really strong lineup, especially in that midfield. Varela and Gonzalez both 87, Minter, Moreira on the wings, and then Amora, our leading talisman, up top. So we're going into this game with one goal in mind, and that is to win the Pokal Cup to complete this Wolfsburg rebuild. It's going to be a tough test, but I really do think this squad is good enough to lift the trophy. Here comes Wanner now on the ball. I'm going to wait for that run of Moreira. Is he going to make one? He is now. Moreira now down this left-hand side. Can he find the ball to the back stick? Wanner's got the ball. Varela now. Into Gonzalez. Can he find Our striker, it is Amora. Amora's hit the post. No. Ball played at the top, straight away to Minter. Minter, gonna need some support. Can he find Wanner? Wanner. Oh, what a goal from Paul Wanner. Straight from the kickoff. What a goal that was. It's a lovely bit of play from Minter to start off. It's a great ball back to Wanner, and he's done so well to dribble past Tar and the other defender. Really lovely work goal, and he's drilled it into the back of the net to put Wolfsburg 1-0 up in this final. Here come Bayern Munich once again. Ball played over the top, and it is cleared only as far as Wanner now in a lot of space. Minter now. Gonzalez. Well, I was going to play it to Wanner, but I don't know if he's going to make that. He does. Minter now into Wanner. Back to Minter. It's a lovely play from Wolfsburg. Can we get onto that? No. Ball Wanner now. Ball played through Minter. Minter's running down the wing. Going to try and cut this back. Wanner. Gonzalez into Varela. Varela. Back to Nico Gonzalez. Can he hit this on the half volley? And it's wide. Here come Bayern Munich now. Pavlovic. It's a great block. Can we get them on the counter? Maria. Can we hit them on the counter here? Into Amora. He's waiting for that runner. Maria. Maria's through on goal. Is the defender going to catch him? I don't think he is. Maria with the shot. Oh my God. What was that? To seal the win, but I think he's going to get away with it because look at the time. 91st minute already. Why is the ref not blowing? There we go. We have won the Pokal Cup. Wolfsburg have done it in Season 4. We have completed the 2 objectives within the 5 seasons. We only needed 4. And Paul Wanner with the goal to win the Pokal Cup. It was a lovely finish. It was a really tough game. Bayern Munich kept the ball a lot throughout the game, and I didn't really have many chances. And there you have it, guys. Wolfsburg have won the Pokal Cup. We won the Bundesliga as well in the previous season, in Season 3. And the Pokal Cup is now Wolfsburg's. The rebuild is complete. And we're going to lift the trophy as Wolfsburg are your DFB Pokal champions. And that will be the end of this rebuild. We've completed the 2 objectives that were set out by the board to win the Bundesliga and win the Pokal Cup within 5 seasons. We did it in 4. I hope you guys did enjoy this rebuild. I had a really fun time making it. Make sure to leave a like on the video, comment any teams you want me to rebuild in the comments down below, and subscribe if you're new here. Until next time,